Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the ShitePasta encounter of the ninth kind. Yes, this is our ninth meeting in the story of this voice chat play on VileHQ Alleyway server, and with me, with yours truly, Pyrotantics behind the microphone, there's a second co-host of the show that will introduce himself to you. Say hello.
Hello, my name is CVU, as you can see, and I am with my best friend Parrot Antiques, with which, sorry, once again, which read you ShitePasta. So, no, without another ado, let's get started.
That's right, dear mate. But first of all, we need to say what kind of stories we will have. We have decided to dissect this evening. Well, first of all, it might be considered a classic story. It's called God's Mouth. And honestly,
So-
when I hear that title, I don't know. I would imagine I don't know what to imagine myself. Not to sound blasphemous or something. But no.
Cosmas, whatever else you will do, you will have.
Possibly. And the second story, because we have two stories. The second story
Yeah.
is way longer. It's called My Summer Job, a Five Nights at Freddy's Creepypasta. And
Yeah.
and I possibly can see one of the problems, but more on that later. But let's first go to the mouth of God. So let's begin. I huffed and puffed under my breath as I stared into God's mouth. Be careful, because God might devour you. I felt like the big bad wolf, ready to interrupt the three innocent little pigs as they hurriedly fortified their makeshift homes. Well, you're going to blow them out with your heavy breath?
Or blow in another way. You know.
Possibly. I grinned at this thought and then turned my head to look for Margaret. So your name is Peter Parker? Okay.
Yeah.
She was a couple of feet down the hill from the entrance of the cave. So
What?
so you're going to see a cave. Pity you haven't told us earlier, dear protagonist.
Okay.
Holding a walking stick close to her petite breasts. You didn't
Okay. This
need to
is
insult
this is very interesting by now. But let's keep going.
Hurry up! I called down to her. I turned back to the cave, still grinning. Like a psycho I am.
Yeah.
An old rotted sign outside read, God's Mouth Cave. Keep out. What a tired cliche. It's my
Wait.
job to say what
This
is a
is
cliche
God's
or
Mouth.
not yours, dear protagonist. So shut up.
But wait. This is God's Cave or Shrek House?
If this is Shrek House, then we will be doomed. Everything will be ogre.
Ogre God. Keep it going, keep going.
Margaret finally
Read.
made it to the entrance.
Sounds interesting, yeah.
Margaret finally made it to the entrance and stood beside me, almost doubled over and out of breath. Quickly help her something. I don't know. Do something. I looked down and smiled. Check it out, I laughed. God's mouth. Wonder where Jesus' anus is. Please don't steal jokes from me. Or maybe this is Freddie Mercury's 4-octave throat or whatever. And you don't know. I chuckled to myself. Margaret was less amused. I wonder why.
Me too.
Give me the damn water bottle, she said, exasperated. The open bottle met her lips, and for a moment I felt peaceful in a way, watching her drink the water. Yeah, because it suddenly turned into the bottled water advertisement.
Maybe this is a juice of God's mouth. Hello.
Fucking vetoed us. The Earth's juice.
You know. Maybe it's Margaret's wine, God's wine, or something. Okay,
let's
go.
Actually, I take that back. The peaceful comment, I mean. What comment? It was more of a feeling that was sort of hard to put my finger on or give a name. But I could settle for a nice content.
But what content?
Exactly. We would like to know. Content seemed to be one of those words that manifests itself when natural human words seem to fail. Again, another cliche. Please, I told you already, dear protagonist, it is my job to determine what is a sudden cliche and not yours. So, please shut the fuck up.
No.
But it felt good to feel a strange mix-up sort of a happy for once. Okay, so you're happy because your girlfriend, fiancé, or whoever is basically doing a reenactment of a bottled water advertisement spot. That's actually kind of funny.
Maybe for you, maybe for someone, it's only advertisement this bottle of water.
Possibly. I sighed and turned my flashlight on. I pointed it into the cave. Black. God's mouth. Yeah.
But God's not black. God is white, right?
I mean, God is God. We mere mortals can't see him. This seemed like the antithesis of a Holy Spirit. Have you seen him personally? No? So stop making up shite. I turned again to Margaret. You ready? I asked. She was finally standing straight up. She nodded.
Okay.
You would also stand straight up if you recharge your battery. I clapped a friendly hand on her back and we walked into God's mouth. Okay, repeat the name of that sodding cave like 77 more times, because I I have forgotten it. What was its name?
Possibly Cosmos.
Yeah.
Probably. And Margaret Cosmos. Saint Margaret.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The inside was not unlike the preview I had glimpsed outside with my flashlight. Dark, dismal, and endlessly black. Well,
Ask
get a better
my
flashlight.
head.
It seemed to stretch endlessly, no matter how I positioned my flashlight. So what is it? The tunnel to the pits of hell? At least in hell you would
maybe it's a fog in cave. Maybe.
But at least in hell you would I don't know, rivers of fire or whatever.
I don't know. I'm only co-host. I'm not writing this.
Yeah, neither did I write this stuff. The rocky terrain was damp and imposing. The last natural light slowly disappeared behind Margaret and I as we made our way deeper and deeper.
Okay.
I found it strange.
Deeper.
Okay, well, it usually happens when you go deeper into the cave that the natural light slowly disappears.
In God's I wonder where is Ellen.
I found it strange how soft and compelling the world around me now appeared, despite the stalactites, stalagmites, and other various rocky formations being so jagged. Just watch out to not trip over and stab yourself in the eye, or whatever. It seemed that even amongst the pointed teeth of God is a shark according to you, I could lay down
God?
and rest there forever. It was comfortable. Yeah, because it surely is comfortable being torn apart by couple rows of shark teeth.
But wait, there is God or devil?
But okay, maybe I'm just ripping too much Jaws. I don't know. Even though I haven't seen Jaws, at least not entirely. Apparently, Margaret didn't agree. She shivered uncomfortably under my arm. I raised my eyebrows. Need your coat? I asked. I tried to look at her and make non-verbal communication as explicit as possible. You want to do some kinky things or what? Or do you want to...
Okay.
Oh, Jesus, no. Until I realized that we were lost in inky blackiness of the mouth. I realized that... Wait a second. I realized that we were lost in inky blackiness of the mouth. What does that mean?
Okay. What is it?
I have
The
no
inky
idea.
blackness.
I mean inky blackness. I know, maybe... Wait, you were...
What?
You were... Don't you have a sudden flashlight? Just use it. Unless your batteries run out. Because you were... Before that you were busy doing some shadow pantomime or whatever the hell. Cosplaying Batman with your fingers on. I don't know.
Batman, Quantum Link, in Mortal Kombat, whatever.
Yeah. I bit my lip and waited, but she didn't respond.
Because you're not wanting her.
Silence. She stopped and stood motionless. I stopped too. Why the hell are we even in here? She said.
I don't know.
Yeah, neither do I.
You know?
Neither do I. She sounded irritated. I shrugged, more to appease myself than her. and shoved my flashlight under my face. Yeah, because it's better to
Finally,
ignore.
we have batteries in the flashlight. Yes.
Because it's better to ignore ignore stuff and go on. Bladed shadows obscured half my face, the other half illuminated in a wretched mask. Spooky! I cried, chuckling. She didn't move. Guess your impression wasn't that much impressive. You need to try harder. I sighed. I thought you wanted to go, I said. I just noticed that there's a lot of
Just keep going. Keep going.
Yeah, maybe I'm just trying to pick on something not so important and I just can't find a proper word. Never mind. I noticed how my voice echoed against the cave walls at any volume. Watch out, because you would if you scream louder, then you will drop some frayed rock pieces onto your head.
That's cave walk. Duh.
I mean, I began again, scratching at my chin. I guess your beard is kinda itchy. You did say you wanted to go see some nature for our vacation, and you did sound impressed when I told you about my visit to Mammoth Cave a couple years back. So,
okay, and now we know why they're here.
Yeah.
They go here. Yeah.
So, my voice trailed off. I could still sense her irritation. So why did you stop at this moment? No, she said. And I frowned. No, you wanted to go here. I wanted to go to a beach or something. But no, a cave. A cave, Nathan! She sounded more like the big bad wolf now. I guess your surname is not Drake, because that would be because that would be a solid slap in the face to Uncharted series, and I liked Uncharted 1. I still have to play.
Maybe his favorite hero is Indiana Jones.
Possibly. I know that you have this weird fetish for spelunking or something, but I don't really want to be dragged into it. I don't really want to be dragged in spacebar to it. There is a word into.
Oh,
it doesn't hurt.
You're right. Into it. Was it? Grammar mistake, but this is big mistake.
At least we know they're not the parents of that fish face killer I first tackled, because the names don't match, at least on the narrator's name, because the lass is still sharing the same name with with stupid mother of this prick.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I'd love to go on a trip and get into nature and fresh air, but this, I could hear her arms flail and gesture about in the thick air. So
no.
Maybe because she had like very thick sweater or something, because that's how cold it is there. This is a caver, not fresh air. This air is practically fermenting. Plus, isn't this illegal? Can we please just leave?
You go there. You keep it there.
Well, to be fair, you haven't established that you're in I don't know, the national park or something. So if you can see a cave in some area, I presume you wouldn't be breaching the law. Unless it was a specially designed, specially marked area as a national park or something. Then, of course, you would be breaching the law. But as we know, police in this world is basically useless.
Police is gone.
Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid, dear. Can we please just leave? I guess no, because you went too deep for a moment.
You are stuck.
We both stood there. The only sound that could be heard was the electricity in the air being stifled and smothered by the damp atmosphere.
Wait,
how is there electricity in the air? Did someone set up in this sudden cave the Tesla transformers? So you see all the sparks, long sparks going and hearing all this buzzing?
What the fuck is this with this story? Got mouth, electricity in cave. What will scare her father?
Never mind.
Go on.
Let's move on. I want to finish this as fast as possible.
Me too.
Finally, I began to walk. I didn't hear Margaret follow me, but I kept moving forward. Of course, because our dear protagonist decided, well, sod it. You can just stand here like nothing. So and I'll go happily go to explore more and possibly trip myself and stab my eye with a sodding rock. Because I'm a smart cave explorer. Smart.
Where is that?
Then, Nathan, she said, "Stop. Please stop." So I stopped.
Yay! You listen to your woman. Great job.
"I'm sorry," she said. I could hear her moving closer to me. Haven't you already walked like 5-10 meters away from her? I don't know. I'm tired and I'm not used to running and climbing around, and I'm just tired. And you could have a good sleep before you go there. But when is it established that you need to climb inside the cave? I don't know. Or maybe were you climbing to reach the entrance to the cave? But
and you're not climbing. You are going down to deeper and deeper.
Basically,
so why is I'm climbing?
You're just walking, basically. Nothing much. It's okay, I said. No, it's not okay. We're basically confused as fuck. She gripped my arm. Really, it's fine. I shook my head. Stop shaking, otherwise it will fall. Which way is out? Which way is out?
Seriously?
And you just entered the cave without thinking of marking your way out. Jesus.
This is very stupid husband or boyfriend.
Jeez. I could feel. Which way is out? I don't remember. I could feel Margaret physically pause. How did she physically
Yeah.
pause? Did she? You hit a pause button on her neck or what?
You
Neither
know,
of us
I
could.
I can only this right now.
Neither of us could remember. Oh my god.
Seriously?
Somehow, in the confusion of our argument, I had forgotten which way we had been moving. You're an idiot. Idiot, I thought to
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for confirming that, dear protagonist.
Yes.
I should have brought a goddamn rope or something to trail from the entrance of the cave. Then did you descend inside the cave or what?
Oh
You haven't
my.
said that in the beginning of the story. I had to take action, so without much thought, I turned 180 degrees and said, "This way."
Yeah, this is helping. Seriously.
Yeah,
This is very helping.
that's helpful. But if you reach the sudden wall that you slid over to get inside the cave, that rocky wall, then good luck getting out because there will be nothing to grip on.
And I think I have one question. One question. Did they have any fruit or drink?
This story does not tell, and I have no bloody idea.
So bye bye
We walked
of this
for
world.
we walked for what seemed to be hours. Yeah, because you reached one point of the cave within like I don't know, 30 minutes or what, and then you walked for what seemed to be hours, or I don't know, maybe you were just I don't know, too much exhausted or what, and you were
And
just
stupid.
moving slowly like a snail. My feet were tired and sore, and I could hear Margaret's groans from behind me. Oh my god, she's turning into a werewolf. But how? Inside a cave
Yeah.
with no full moonlight? That's kind of strange. She held my hand tightly. I felt terrible. This was my fault. Oh, you don't say.
Oh really?
Then I froze. Hey, I said, put your hand out. Feel this rock. Yeah,
Why?
yeah, feel this rock. Don't you feel it? Don't you feel it? You know, a good solid rock. And he proceeds
Only
to
rock in
play
cave.
on non-existent guitar. Actually, no, it didn't. He didn't. I could hear Margaret's bare palm press against the stone. Because my sense of hearing is something superhuman.
Like what?
Like a bat.
On.
What? Isn't this like? Jesus. Isn't this like abnormally warm? I said.
Okay, this is not wrong. This is shit.
I mean, you know, the rocks could be warm, but you know, at what point, if you had I don't know, water going
Yeah, what I was,
Yeah, never mind.
Cave reverse.
She didn't say anything. I began to work my way along the wall, feeling it as I went, shining the flashlight in front of me. How? Ah, never mind. Suddenly, I felt a sharp pain on my head as the ceiling of God's mouth met with my scalp.
Oh,
And
pressure, yeah, and the bomb.
yeah,
Your
because
head, your
and
head explode.
and this is why the spelunkers have helmets.
Yes.
Ow! Shit! I shouted. Don't shout because you will hear that count thousands of times because echo and something. Oh,
Yes.
Nathan, are you okay? Margaret asked. She seemed on the verge of panic now. Oh, now she's on the verge of panic. I thought she was like panicking like a half page ago.
Yeah.
I'm fine, I said. Please calm down. We'll get out of here soon, I promise. Don't make promises you can't you can't make. Don't make
Yes.
don't promise anything you can't make, okay, please. I started again, pointing my flashlight upwards now to see the ceiling above me. It seemed to be getting narrower. That was strange. Oh really? You haven't been on you certainly haven't been into the highlands and haven't seen the trails. They can get really narrow. Listen, Margaret Bate, I said through clenched teeth. I think we gotta turn around. Turn around? Like you turned around like a moment.
Oh,
Couple moments
great! You
before.
lost. You lost in cave. Big cave. Great. Great success.
Margaret sat next to me. I guess she realized she's fucked.
Yes.
Again, we
But
walked for a decent length.
lost and hungry.
Again, we walked for a decent length. I kept my flashlight pointed upwards this time. Sure enough, the space in the cave seemed to become smaller and smaller. If there was any resonating light left in God's mouth aside from my flashlight, I'm sure Margaret would have been able to see the whites of my eyes spreading in panic. So basically, you haven't you forgotten that then your eyes get wider in the darkness, so she wouldn't be able to see the whites of your eyes at all, unless you were able to, I don't know, flip your eyes upwards. We were completely lost. And whose fault is it?
Him or her? Of course it's him.
I presume him because he was giving the tone. I let go of Margaret's hand and began to feverishly feel my way along the walls. That's a stupid idea. And
yeah.
And everyone who's been on sightseeing, who went hiking, would tell you that. Every hiker would agree that doing so on a trail or in a cave in this matter is a stupid idea. No, Nathan, I heard her shout. I kept going. Yeah, because sod her.
Yes.
Her. We had to get out. Or maybe you had to get out because you don't care about her at all.
Yes.
If we were lost, nobody would be able to find us. Not that it doesn't matter because
one thing. This can be the worst trip host on the world.
Yeah, maybe. I kept feeling along the wall until I abruptly hit a corner. And did you spin? No? Okay. Fuck! I said aloud. Margaret, this seems to be a dead end. Oh, you don't say. I spun around on my heel. Margaret? No answer. Shit. Oh, I guess you're scared shitless. I began to repeat my process again, almost running as I felt the wall run past my fingertips. Cool, damp rocks and jagged spears. Now you will cut yourself like a true emo. Suddenly, I found myself at a corner again. Fuck! 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 I shouted. Margaret! I was belting her name out now. Like a whip. In the corner of the cave's maw, where I had been thwarted so many times already, I heard a noise. It sounded like muffled static from a television. A static from a television in a cave. I presume Margaret found herself a pocket TV and she's trying to get a signal. I pressed my ear against the rock. It seemed to be getting even warmer now. I guess the geothermal waters are near. I heard the faint sounds of Margaret on the other side of the rock. She was screaming. Yeah, because she couldn't find a proper signal. No, I said, no. I began running haphazardly into the walls around me. Are you expecting to, I don't know, fly through the walls like Harry Potter did on King's Cross Station? Although he didn't pass through the wall, he passed through the pillar, but never mind. With dawning realization came a wave of sheer horror. There was no entrance. Oh, really? There was no entrance? Then how did you get there in the first place? And there was no exit. My question still stands. Only these four corners and me. I could feel blood begin to trickle from the cut I managed to get by bashing my body into the cave's walls. You had one cut on your entire body, or maybe, I don't know, you were... I don't know, you may also, or you said it was that cut you made with your stupid head. I don't know. But you hit the cave ceiling, not wall. They were closing in on me. They were coming in for the kill, and soon they would be pressing in on my skull and crushing my rib cage. Oh yes, because moving walls from Star Wars, it was so fucking iconic. And you don't have anything to block it. I sat there for hours, waiting for death. My flashlight was becoming dim and blinking. And you should have brought more batteries with you.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, I felt the soft touch of these rocky walls press against my back. I mean, some people find this quite helpful. Such a massage with pressure. But I don't know if they use rocks to it. I don't know. Pointed rocks for acupressure, but I don't know. I began to cry as I lay down on the ground. I let my flashlight roll on the small hills of stone. Yeah, because it was so so small that
Stupid.
that you had a small hill. I don't know. As I quietly stayed prone, tears dripping down my face, I turned and looked at the flashlight. Its last fading beams of light pointed at something not far away from my face. Okay. I squinted in the darkness. My eyes widened and I felt tears fall even harder from my face. The rocks were piercing my skin now and blood dripped from all sides.
What?
Yeah, he became an
How?
emo. I don't know. There, in the last light of my flashlight, was the appetizer. The spotlight shone on a hand whose nails were painted red, and I screamed in agony as I watched God's mouth chew its latest meal.
Oh my god, this is the end.
This is the end. Honestly,
Oh my god.
honestly, I know this story is quite a classic, and to be fair, at least it can be called a creepypasta on its own merit. Yes, we have a stupid protagonist, but at least
And stupid
there is
wife.
the setup, there is the tension. You feel that horror. Even though I was trying to be cynical and make wits out of it, I kind of still felt some thrills on my back.
I only feel tired. Read this story.
But thankfully it's short and it does not bore you to. It is not boring to death. So at
To
least
death. To death.
yeah. But at least the story is quite okay. And we did some wits that just to make some fun. But this time, mate, we're going to go with another something else. So let's have a magic switch on, and let's move on to second story. Everyone has precious childhood memories they hold on to. It's not until you grow up when you realize those memories are truly nightmares. Oh, really? I had recently finished my final year at school and had decided to enjoy my last summer vacation at my hometown. Yeah, because playing on my PC was more important.
Yes.
It sounds strange since college is where all the parties and fun summer events are held. Also, since this was the last time I could enjoy such events, but I've gotten a taste of it last year and it's not my type of thing. Because
you are a nerd.
Nerd or another or a true hikikomori, and you want to play World of Warcraft all day.
League of Legends.
Yeah, League of Legends also.
League of Legends, yes.
My parents rarely use my childhood home anymore. They only use it in the beginning of each year for a month or two.
Okay.
So I decided to live there for the time being. I hope you have enough money to pay the bills. My parents told me they were fine with it over a phone call, saying as long as I paid the bills, which I was fine with. Stop stealing my lines. Again.
Mine too.
I hadn't been in my hometown for a year, so I lost my job as a grocery store bagger.
Sir.
Oh my god.
Seriously?
I thought you would resign because you had to focus on your studies, but never mind.
This is his gap year
Yeah.
or gap year. I don't know.
I decided to resort to the newspaper ads since I was too lazy to go driving around town or searching online for one. Yeah, because moving mouse on the desk is so tiresome.
Uh,
I flipped through the employment section of the newspaper. Babysitter, no. Exterminator, nah. Newspaper delivery, nope. I did a good 5 minutes of scanning until I came across a rather interesting one. So, uh, okay,
okay.
protagonist. So, what's your thought profession? Haven't you been looking in that direction? Something? I guess
Or
not, because I don't know. Never mind.
or maybe he will find or search a professional sleeper or something.
Maybe. I did a good 5 minutes of scanning uh, with my scanner because because I was too lazy to look at the actual newspaper with my eyes
Yes.
until I came across a rather interesting one. It was a job for one of my favorite childhood places, Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Oh really? I thought you would be like, I don't know, in Freddie Mercury's museum, and you would have to dress up like him and sing Bohemian Rhapsody on 4 octaves or what. I would love to hear that. Freddy's was an awesome place that my mother took me to whenever my father wasn't in town or I just behaved long enough to get a special treat, which wasn't very often because of my poor results at school.
Mm.
Unfortunately, the job was for a security guard during the night. Not my ideal position, but I just couldn't turn down Freddy. I mean, there were
Yeah.
other options, so that again, you could always find something in your thought profession. And have an internship or what. I
Mm.
immediately circled the ad with my pen and called up the pizzeria. They said I could have the job without getting an interview. Kinda odd because I don't know.
The job without interview.
I
That is
mean, without
something like Poland.
not I have not I haven't seen anything like that. Maybe I don't know for I don't know, like one night or so, like a couple hours or what, but not for a month.
Uh,
uh, they just asked for my name. They just asked for my name, Mike Schmidt, and my age, 23.
of course,
Oh, okay. Okay, so
of course.
you're at least free of Pedalbear's eyes. So be happy.
Yes.
I was then told that I could start this fall, November to be exact. Yeah, because November is a because our protagonist thought November is a summer month. Where it
Yeah.
isn't. It's autumn. I was a little
Yes.
surprised. This fall, I began to rethink even working here, but then I remembered all the cash I earned while at my job in college. Oh, so you had a job while you were studying?
And I know what earnings he had. 1-0, 1-0, only zero.
Yeah, possibly. I'd have enough money to get by a couple months before November. I decided to take the job. Yes, I cheered, knowing now that I have a job at one of my favorite childhood places ever, and that the job doesn't take up any of my time during my day. Yeah, because
Wrong choice, buddy. Wrong choice.
also, you haven't told us how what was your job during your at your at your college time. What, and you'd have enough money. Well, I would
Maybe
have some
he.
doubts that you would be able to pay all the bills and get yourself some food for about 3 months.
Maybe he spent this all money on parties or alcohol or something else.
I mean, she had to spend some bills, so basically, he also needs to pay for electricity, gas, petrol for the
TV,
car,
media.
maintenance of the car, because I think he has a car, because
No.
it's America.
America, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Let's keep going.
I then went upstairs to my old room to sleep, knowing I'd be alright this summer and coming winter. Yeah, coming winter. They
Yeah.
have then told you that you would be seeing throughout the year or so, but without a proper contract, I highly doubt. The next day, I decided to take a little tour of my old town. I did a good walk down Main Street, went through the community park, and even passed by Freddy's. It was good to look at that place again. I didn't want to go inside because I'm sure people would find it weird for a grown man with no child to walk in a children's place of happiness. Or maybe because, or maybe you were hungry and you wanted to order some pizza. You know,
Yes.
I'm pretty sure people would still come along here, adult people, to get themselves some pizza because they have money to pay for. Besides, besides,
And
it's a
may
Chuck E.
and may
Cheese or
meet these
whatever the
people
case.
only one
There are
area.
lone adults sitting and eating, and they don't give
Yes.
a sodding fuck about the surrounding. Basically, I'd look like a pedophile. Well, how where is that assumption that you're a nonce? Because if you
Okay.
admit to be a nonce, I would like to I would like to punch you in the face so hard that you would spit out all of your teeth, and you will
Parrot. Calm down.
and also
Calm down.
kick your bollocks till you spit them out as well.
Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Keep reading.
Never mind. While walking down one of the busiest streets in my town. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Busiest streets at, I don't know, what time is it? 12? 12? Yeah, it might be busy, but I don't think traffic would be that high. I saw a newspaper article stating murder case of 5 children reopens in bold letters
Of
on the
course.
top.
Of course.
How convenient. I didn't want to take too long of a glance at it, but then I realized that the picture to go along with the title was Freddy Fazbear. You mean,
Already.
really? I was confused and decided to take a copy and read it.
Okay. But you are
I
not
presume you didn't
going
pay
to
for
job?
that newspaper, but I don't know. Maybe it was was a free newspaper. I know that kind of thing exists.
Local newspaper, free newspaper, whatever.
Yeah. So
He must be go to work.
you're supposed to go to work, so. Supposedly, a man dressed up like Freddy Fazbear and lured children away from their parents to kill them. I presume he was promising them sweets.
Sweets or white
kittens in the
van.
basement.
Yeah.
I was shocked and disgusted with whoever would do this. The next couple of months weren't eventful. Oh, really? They weren't eventful. I think they could be like couple. None of my childhood friends returned home like I did, even knowing I was here. Because they had their own business to mind. I saw some old relatives and my parents thought about visiting me, but blew me off. because why bother to check on you? Because I think they had other fancy stuff to think about.
And have our life. His life. Own life.
Heck, even I went out on 2 dates with this beautiful girl who I realized was just using me to get back at her ex. Also, so there was something eventful happening because you were on a date. So you're not a true hikikomori, I think. By the way, hikikomori means shut-in. If you don't know.
Okay.
I didn't really even do anything special besides that. I just lied around on my couch watching movies and TV shows.
Like usual.
I hope you've been watching some Jeopardy, and maybe you should have thought of.
Or Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Because you know that money you will be able to win is necessary for you to pay the bills.
Yes.
And maybe repair some of that stuff in your home because it's so broken. Things went on and on like that until November came. November 8th to be exact. It was my first day on the job. I had little money left. Oh really? I wonder how. So
Me too.
It was good to finally start getting an income again. Yes. Getting an income after 3 months of unemployment. Night 1 with capital letters. It was Monday night and I was about to head out to the pizzeria. I was a bit excited and worried at the same time. Excited because I was starting a new job at one of my favorite childhood spots, and worried because I would be there all night. And night shifts aren't that obscure.
Night shift at night.
I mean, it depends on the workplace, but night shifts aren't as an obscure concept. So stop making shit up.
Yeah.
I was planning on sleeping the whole day to rest up for the rest of the night, but I just couldn't fall asleep because I drank too much Monster Energy drinks. Oh well, I said to myself, not giving it too much thought. Because better ignore this shit, as usual. When I arrived at Freddy's, a man was waiting outside for me. Okay. Hello,
a man.
The owner here? I asked. Who wants to know? He responded. I'm Mike Schmidt, here for the night watch job. I said. Oh yes, how could I forget? Who else would be here at 12 a.m.?
Him.
chuckled. 12 a.m.
12 a.m.
I
In
usually
minutes.
thought night shift would begin either at 6 in the evening or 10 in the night, not 12.
This is a lore of Freddy vs. Pizza. Keep going.
You don't even. So what? You're going to sit there up to 8 or what? I don't know. Neighborhood watch? I added, laughing slightly. Yeah, because the neighbors don't have anything. Don't have any better things to do.
Yes.
Are you the one who's going to teach me the basics? I continued.
No.
Nah, I'm just the owner, as you guessed. Yeah, because it's not the superior's job to train an employee before he gets into introduced into his job, or at least get other employee who's well experienced and has proper training to become an instructor to do so.
Huh.
I'm here to just give you a pair of keys to the place. Yeah. Oh my god. Your mentor left a message for you in the security office. And why isn't he here? Because he's on paid leave. Or whatever.
Yes.
Well, here you go. He handed me the keys. Remember, your shift always starts at 12 and doesn't end until 6. What is it, a part-time job? No.
You know,
no,
I give
no,
this shift.
no. That doesn't make any sense. In real life, that doesn't make any bloody sense. You got it? He asked, sounding a bit anxious. No, I
You know,
first of all, is it actually a part-time job? Show me the contract. Oh wait, we don't have any.
Yes.
Oh my god.
You know, I give this chief a medal of good work chief in this place.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I'm sorry, I need to drink because because my throat is just.
My brain cells is dead.
Is wanting to stop working properly, even though I'm not a fucking robot or a computer, but I need a drink. Okay. Yes, of course, sir, I replied. Good. Well, good night, son. Don't mess this up or else you're out, he said, walking towards his car. Yeah, don't mess up this place, because you know what? I don't want health and safety inspectors to get on my head. I'm already risking a lot keeping you without a contract. Good night, I called, but I do not think he heard me. Yeah, because the roar of a inline 4 engine was so loud because he had a sporty exhaust tip installed. I then opened the doors to the place. Fortunately, he left it unlocked for me. Holy shit. He left it unlocked. And he just sat outside like nothing happened. believable as fuck. Not that it's much of a deal if it wasn't. After all, I had the keys. I then looked around the place. A huge sense of nostalgia hit me like a ginormous wave. It just flipped me over. I then recalled sitting at the party tables with my mother and friends, eating pizza and watching Freddie and the Bang sing, possibly Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yes.
I then looked to the stage. There they were, Freddie, Chica, and Bonnie.
Where's Foxy?
I thought there would be at least Freddie, Roger, and Brian. If you know what if you get it.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Oh, how nice it was to recite those names again. After I relieved my childhood memories, I walked into the room somewhat annoyed by the sound of a rotary fan. Oh, this pesky fan that keeps rotating and flipping a lot. I thought about turning it off, but then I realized how warm the room was. I had no choice but to keep it running. Yeah, because you know, you need to heat up this place. It's sudden November, it's pretty cold outside.
Yeah.
I also noticed a little beep sound going off every couple seconds. I located the sound to be a message machine. Yeah, because
Message machine, yeah.
Yeah, because it's hopeful to know when your boss will have to call you and you will nap. So he can record record himself yelling at you, and you will be able to play that. How nicely! I pressed the play button. A voice came out. I was surprised and wondered who it was. Was it my mentor? Or maybe it was another guy from Queen. I forgot his name.
Me too.
Hello? Hi. I'm the old security guard at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Hopefully you are getting this message. I need to explain you to what to do because I couldn't be asked to sitting here introducing you to your new job. No, I'm actually finishing my last week here. That's why you're getting my job. Oh, really? I got my hours changed to 8 to 11:30 p.m. since I didn't have to up so late anymore. Sorry, that's your job now. Yeah, and let me just enjoy my well-deserved holidays. Now, let me explain to you the basics so you can get through your first week. Now, on the table you're hopefully at, you should see a tablet. Yeah, a tablet, because I don't know what was it. I usually thought you would have in the security you would have at least one monitor or so. Watching on a tablet is kind of uncomfortable, but who am I to judge? I glanced over the table and saw that a man was right. There was a large tablet with grey trim sitting on the table. I picked it up and turned it on. And it showed me that battery was discharged, so I rushed to plug it to the socket to get some juice. If you see it, turn it on. The first thing you should see is a camera view of the main show stage, along with lots of different square buttons on the map. Those square buttons are actually all security cameras that you need to check every now and then to make sure someone or something didn't break into this place. Because it's a lot so inexpensive, it's worth more than you're actually paid. The map is actually a whole layout of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. A pizza, not pizzeria. Nice. So you can get a pretty good idea of where things are. Now, I know what are you thinking. Who in their right mind would sneak in a child's place for fun? I don't know, a burglar looking for cash? The other food chain that would try to steal the recipe because their products is shite and yours is better? Or I don't know, a sudden nonce killer? People are the problem here. It's actually the animatronics. You know, Freddy and his pals. Because these stupid idiots keep screaming at me. I see a little silhouette of a man. Scaramouche, Scaramouche, will you do the fandango? Thunderbolts and lightning, very, very frightening me. I was confused. I too would be confused if these four robots just came to me and sang the whole Bohemian Rhapsody. Or maybe I want to break free. I tapped each camera, looking around, seeing if anything was in the building. There was nothing. What I meant by that, he continued, is that the animatronics get a little quirky at night. They are left in some sort of free roam mode at night for some reason, to walk around the whole building and keep singing off key because some idiot didn't program them to sing properly. They used to be able to do that during the day, but then there was the bite of 87. Yeah, I don't want to go too deep into that, but let me just say, it's shocking that the human body can survive without the frontal lobe. Without the frontal lobe. Interbloody resting. Where's the lobe is like, I don't know, is the jaw or what? I don't know. I forgot the English for anatomy. Let's move on. I was getting a little creeped out now, checking the cameras again to once more find nothing. I'm gonna move on now. Now the characters here, when they see you, will not see you as a worker because it's nighttime. They'll actually see you as an endoskeleton without its costume on. Now, since that's against the rules here at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, they'll try to forcefully shove you into a Freddy Fazbear suit. Now, that would not be so bad if it weren't for the suits being filled with animatronic devices and crossbeams, especially around the facial area. Don't cross the beams. Haven't the Ghostbusters taught you anything? That you don't cross the beam? So you can understand that it would cause a bit discomfort and death. Yeah, because death is nothing but a scratch. The only parts of your body that will see the light of day again will be your eyeballs and teeth when they pop out of the front of the mask. Oh my god. That's just plain stupid. I was absolutely shocked now. I'm too shocked because of how stupid this statement is. I didn't know what to do. I would call my boss and demand some explanations and say what the flying fuck is this, and possibly I would drop this job and find something better. I checked the camera once more to see that Bonnie was no longer on the stage. I was filled with fear and anxiety while I checked the rest of the cameras. I then saw Bonnie standing in the audience area. I guess he was singing a warm-up. Hey-oh! Hey-oh! I was so scared and then paid close attention to what the man said next. I just want you to know that there is really nothing to worry about. It may sound scary, but really, you'll be fine. Yeah, you'll absolutely be fine when they put you in the sodding robot suit, and you'll possibly die out of being wounded too many times. I don't know. Now let me explain to you what happens if a character gets a little too close to you. Next to you there are buttons for each door. One for closing the door and the other for enabling the door lights. Aha, I tested it out. He was right, the doors and lights would open and close and turn on and off on command. I once again checked the cameras to see that Bonnie was in the hall right next to me. I was prepared to close the door if it came closer. Frequently check those lights to see if a character is out there. Don't be worried at all, but if you ever do see a character, close the door. As soon as they're gone, you can open them back up. Oh, yeah, because yeah. Also, keep an eye on specific character in Pirate Cove. It seems to respond if the camera is on or off it for too long. And he will just this character will just scream into your bloody ear with high pitch. Just don't worry, you'll be fine. Yeah, but you will get ear raped, but you'll be fine. First day will be a breeze. Check those cameras and oh yeah, make sure you don't run out of power. You only get a certain amount each night. Using all the appliances wastes more of it. So conserve it. Talk to you now. Good night. Do they shut the power supply so everything runs on UPSs? On battery supply. This is bloody pointless. Oh. Oh. And I see my friend just left. So at least thanks to him for helping me with the first story, and I need to tackle this one, the rest of this myself. Oh great, and I still have it's 5th page. The first two were God's Mouth, so that's page 3 out of 9. 1/3 of a story. Yep. The message ended. I checked my cameras and sure enough, it had a power percentage there. It said I have 80%. Wow, 20% gone in 5 minutes. Maybe because because I left the screens on all this time? That might be a bad idea. Oh, you don't fucking say. Or maybe you were just, I don't know, playing with the lights for too much. What else did he say? A character in Pirate Cove? I never remembered that place as a child. Yeah, because it would be unlikely for me to assume that this place could have changed throughout the years. I then checked through the cameras until I found Pirate Cove. There was a curtain there, but it was closed. You can't close curtain you can't close a curtain. You slide the curtain. I took that as a good sign. I don't know if this is just. I don't know if it's good for you to assume that you can close the curtain like it's a sodding door. You can drop the curtain, raise the curtain, slide it to the sides, but close? I then checked the hall where Bonnie was to see if she was there. I came to the conclusion that with a name like Bonnie, it must be a girl. Oh, so I guess this robot will sing you, I need a hero. I'm holding up for a hero to the end of the night. Yes, so be the hero. She wasn't there. I checked the next camera closest to me that she wasn't there either. I was confused. She wouldn't just leave the area. I then decided to check those door lights. Nothing on the right. Okay, so, and then I checked to the left, and to my disbelief, there was Bonnie staring at me. Yeah. Knock, knock. Got some sugar? I smashed that door button. Don't smash it because you'll break it. As hard as and as fast as I possibly could. My points still stand. I was terrified, but then realized that they weren't real people trying to hurt me. They were just robots. Yeah, because surely the robot that can know the first law of the robotics by Isaac Asimov. That robot can do no harm to the human. Except what this lad said, that if they saw you, they would try to put you in the sodding suit. That's actually an entire assembly. I calmed down and pressed the door light button to see if I could see Bonnie's shadow or something. There was nothing showing that Bonnie was there. Hesitantly, I opened the door and to my surprise, Bonnie wasn't there. Oh, she went to... you say it's she, so I might say she went to look for another hero. The night went on pretty similar to that. Bonnie got close to me a couple times and the curtain at Pirate Cove opened a little bit, but I saw nothing in here. curtain is not a door. It might have slid to the side. Chica and Freddy stayed on the stage, thankfully, and I finished the night with a 14% of power to spare. Oh my god. And I presume the regular power supply switched on. Though, I don't know, maybe you used 20% of that pipe because of all the heating or so. I overcame my fears of them trying to kill me, and I simply thought that they were just trying to play. I don't know, I just assume you saw only one like coming to you, and then thinking that you were a hero to hold on for the night, but I guess they assumed that you're not a hero. So, sucks to be you. I left Freddy's and went home to sleep the day away. I was exhausted. Just like me listening to your crap. Night 2. After I grabbed some dinner at McDonald's, and I can see how, and already I have one thing. Where did all that money go? At least part of it, except the bills and so on. I drove on over to Freddy's. This time there was a vehicle just leaving. I didn't know who it was, and it wasn't the same car my boss had when he drove away last night. Well, that's suspicious. I shrugged it off. Of course you would. And got out of my car. I unlocked the door and took a glance at the robots. They seemed to be looking at me, but I was facing head on with them, and they were probably just left in that position. I headed back into the security office, and I saw that once again had another message. Why so? Did your boss say no? I pressed play. Hello. Well, if you're hearing this, you made it to day 2. Congrats. There's nothing I really have to say tonight, and emphasize the use of your door lights. There are in fact blind spots in your camera views, and those blind spots happen to be just outside your door. So just remember to check those frequently. Well, that's it. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Good night. Oh really, that mentor of the main character has so much free time to just to call his previous employer to record on the message device. So much free time. I took what he said into account and checked my door lights. Nothing. How boring. I then began to check my cameras. Boring. The gamma was still on the stage and didn't move. Because, they wait for somebody to laugh. I decided I'd check that Pirate Cove place and saw that the curtain was open far enough that I saw a figure in there. Yeah, because someone's forgot to pull it down. Some sort of dog? I wasn't sure as I switched off the cameras. I have to conserve the power. Because my boss is so fucking greedy to keep everything powered on batteries during the night time. I left them off for a solid minute before I checked them again. I saw the curtain that was all the way open in Pirate Cove, and that figure was standing just outside of it. I had better view of it now. It appeared to be a fox. Or maybe it's a great pretender and pretends that he's doing well. I then quickly checked the main stage. Bonnie was gone, but Chica and Freddy were still there. Yeah, base. I told you, looking out for a hero. I checked each camera and saw that Bonnie was once again on the main audience area, just like last night. I checked Pirate Cove again and saw that nothing was there. The curtain was wide open and the figure wasn't there. I checked each camera close to the Pirate Cove until I got to the West Hall. Pity it's not Wild West Hall. How funny that would be. I saw that fox sprinting down the hallway. Gotta go fast. My body tensed up and I was filled with pure fear. Pity you, because I couldn't afford any contaminated fear. I smashed the door button quicker and harder than I did last night. What did I tell you about banging it? You'll break it someday. Don't release your emotions onto equipment. And I then heard banging on the door as if someone wanted to get inside. After that, I heard footsteps moving away from it, as if it left. Possibly there was they thought possibly that fox thought there's nothing worth of his attention. Just to be cautious, I checked the Pirate Cove cam and saw that the curtain was closed. I thought that meant it returned, and I opened the door back up. I quickly checked the door lights on both sides, and to my surprise, Bonnie was outside my left-hand door. I hit the door button again, filled with fear. What did I tell you? I waited for Bonnie to leave. Oh, she won't. Oh, maybe she will leave you anyway. The night went on in a very similar way. The fox ran down the hallway again and Bonnie came close to me a few more times. Fortunately, Chica and Freddy stayed on stage just like last night. Wow, how fascinating. Why don't they leave the stage like Bonnie and the fox, I wondered. I don't know, because they were practicing. But you couldn't hear that. Because they were speaking in a binary code. I left the place when my shift was over and saw Bonnie back up on stage. I didn't want to even look at Pirate's Cove since I've actually seen the bot in their move. I began thinking that it was strange the way these animatronics acted. I headed home and went to sleep. But what about all that dinner you had at Mackey's? You forgot about that. And we won't find out anyway what happened to that. Maybe he ate up, maybe he'd thrown it away. I don't know. to take a sip. Night 3. This time I went to Freddy's a bit earlier, before my shift and after the other guard left. Already, there was no mention up to this point that there were other watchmen. I really loved that this story keeps the consistency so great. By so great, I mean none at all. I didn't really want to wait until the middle of the night to arrive, which somewhat frightened me. Oh, really? I also got there while the owner was still there. I said hi to him, but he just gave me a low as if he was saying, type in English please, hey, or I really don't feel like talking. Or maybe he was thinking how much money he would spare by firing you. Or what? I sat in the security office playing games on my phone until its battery went out, which was conveniently at 11:57. Oh my god. So I presume all that Candy Crush or Angry Birds session was worth this time to just drain your battery in your mobile phone. I completely forgot to check the message machine for my nightly message. What do you know if there's... How do you assume there will be any? I don't know. I don't know how it was possible to tune out that constant beep of the dang thing. Maybe it was because of my headphones that were barely even up. You didn't say you had headphones. Never mind. Anyway, I pressed play. Hello? Hello? Oh, you made it to the night 3. Great work. Most people don't make it this far. I mean, they moved on to other things. I'm not implying that they died, yeah. I didn't mean that. Yeah, because, you know, I'm a funny talker. I chuckled a bit when he said that. Oh, really? Because, you know, it was so funny. The funniest things I have seen so far in this story. You know, I don't really want to talk much since Freddy's and his pals become more active the further the weeks goes on. I should have told you that before, but I forgot. Sorry. Not that this information would be any important to you. Make sure you check those cameras while I talk just to be safe. I began to check the cameras. Nothing. Everyone was in their proper spots. Because it's not their time to shine yet. Also, here's a tip I just came up with. If any of the animatronics see you and you can't close the door just during time, just play dead, like go limp. They'll probably think you're an empty costume. Then again, if you wear an empty costume, they might try to put an endoskeleton into you. Don't know how to do that work. Yeah, scratch that. Just don't get caught. Yeah, so basically all my talk was pointless. Alright, well, I'm done here. See you on the flip side. Oh my god, no. But what flip side? Flip side of a coin? Flip side of the coffin? Does coffee have a flip side? I guess not. The message ended. I checked the cameras again. They were all out. West Hall, East Hall. I mean, the cameras were out? How? West Hall, East Hall, Pirate Cove, every single camera was out. I presume something broke snapped the cable. It happens. I was about to check on one of the cameras outside when I realized that they turned back on. Which shouldn't have happened if the cable was broken. I checked the main stage. Chica was gone. Not Bonnie, Chica. This kinda surprised me. Bonnie was the first one to always leave. Why not now? I began to check around. That's when I found Chica in the audience area, staring directly at me from behind a table. The way she was facing, I also think she's a she. I don't know. Yeah, well, maybe you're just good at. You were good in Spanish. Wasn't towards me, but her face was. How? How this robot couldn't. No, wait. This chilled my bones. I was just relaxed. Why they were staring directly at the cameras? Do they know I'm watching them? No AI should be able to know that. You know, there was also an AI that thought building was a bird. The word bird meant building. Or ambulance meant unbalance. Or the word or spider was the speed gauge. The cameras went dark again and I checked the door lights. There was nothing there. When they came back on, Bonnie was gone. And again, looking out for a hero. Thankfully, Freddy was still there. Basically, thankfully, Freddy was still there. Looking for somebody to love, I think. I checked Pirate Cove, the curtain was closed. I then found both Bonnie and Chica in the opposite halls. Chica was in the east hall and Bonnie in the west. This filled me to the brim with fear. It brimmed me with fear so much I would be able to run a marathon because there's no better fuel than fear. The 98 octane petrol is nothing compared to fear. I was surrounded and there was nothing I could do. I don't know. You could have always armed yourself. I checked the door lights. Yeah, because clicking on the light switch will solve everything. There was nothing on the left. I checked on the right and there was Chica staring at me through the glass window. I was startled at first, but then stared at it for a couple seconds. I saw it twitch and I jumped for the door switch. Now you'll probably have broken it. The twitch was not something an AI could do. Well, they could twitch if they were broken, but not human like Chica did. I mean, it could be programmed. I checked the lights. Chica was still out there. I checked the right, and there was Bonnie. I was more startled by Bonnie because I swear I saw his mouth. Oh, this robot have changed sex now because you say his, not her. Moving up and down, like almost like he was eating. I'm moving up and down, side to side, like a roller coaster. From outside, this statement makes no sense. This caused me to immediately hit the door button. I guess you have now opened the door. I was surrounded more than I was when they were in the halls. I could not do absolutely nothing but pray. You could always arm yourselves with something, some bat, flashlight, anything. I didn't open the doors for the rest of the night. Wait, so you closed the door or opened them? I'm already confused. I didn't open the doors for the rest of the night. It caused me to lose all my power right before 6. And all that heating and all. But my praying paid off. Nothing came to get me. I didn't leave that security office until the owner showed up because I was so scared. Yeah, because you should have... You should have passed the shift to other employee. He didn't care. Why would he? You're not having a proper contract. And told me to leave because my shift was over. I went home and I just watched movies. Yeah, because that's good. That's a good. That's a good idea. I couldn't find the courage to fall asleep, knowing I'd have nightmares. I stayed awake straight until my next shift because I had a solid supply of Red Bull. And what does Red Bull do? It gives you wings. So fly off. Because I'm just tired of this story. And I still have 3 more pages to go. No, 4 pages to go. I was at page 7 and now it's page 8. I 8 for all document, but for the story it's page 6. No, it's page 7 actually now. Yes, it's page 6. 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, page 6. See, now I'm also getting lost. Night 4. I got to the place at 11:50. As soon as I entered, I ran straight to the back of the building. I didn't have the bravery to look at those animatronics in the eye. Because maybe it was the eye of the tiger. It sounded silly, but it was true. So I can safely assume it was a load of bollocks. When I entered the office, it was very messy. Now you're fired. Because the owner told you, don't mess up this place. And you you got this mess, and you have a mess in your own workplace. Shame on you. There were some papers on the floor. The fan was flung across the room. Oh my god, it just... the fan just thought, screw it, and tried to spin up and become a propeller, but then just flew off on its own because it wasn't a propeller of the plane. And the camera screen had a small crack in it. Yeah. Because it happens to the tablets, you know. The screen can crack. Strange, I thought. What's strange in the cracked screen of the tablet? It's a common malfunction, you can't just ignore it. As I pressed the play button on the message machine. Yeah, because listening to messages of some old lad is much more important than noticing you have a mess at your own workplace. Oh, hello? Wow, day 4, good job. The man sounded dull and non-quirky, like he always is. What is his quirk? I haven't seen any. I also heard a banging sound in the message. I was beginning to get a little creeped out. Yeah, I may not be around to send you any more messages. It's been a bad night here. Boy, I said just suddenly I ran out of fucking drinks. Ugh. I was beginning to wonder why exactly was going and started getting a small sense of anxiety rising in my stomach. Or maybe it's hunger. I have no bloody idea. Hey, if you get a chance, can you check on one of those suits in the back? I might be... The sound of a familiar tune cut him off. What familiar tune? We don't know what's that tune. It was the tune that Freddy always used to play as part of his act. My question still stands. What this tune is like? Could it be We Are the Champions? Could this be innuendo? Could this be... Living on My Own? Could Freddy be doing something with this man? Or no, he finished. And... Boy, do you have a drink? The message kept going as I heard the sound of the man and some other thing scream. Yeah, I too would scream if I didn't have a sudden drink. Along with a very loud cracking sound. I was terrified, shocked with fear and could not move. I'm just bored to death and I also cannot move, so... What happened to him? Did he just die? No, he broke his arm. Because he fell off his chair like an idiot. That explained the place being a mess. But how did this happen? It doesn't explain! It doesn't explain anything at all. It sounded like something impossible. No computer programmed creation could act like this, even if it was malfunctioning. You know enough. You certainly aren't a programmer because, you know, if you create something, you know the limits of of what the machine can and cannot do, and you write your programs around that. I sat for an hour not looking at the cameras or door lights. Yeah, because you know what, sod it, I don't want to keep this place safe from burglars and nonsense or squatters trying to make a sudden make their hideout and to drink booze and whatsoever. I was too terrified to do anything. It's two as T-O, not T-double-O. One more cock up with spelling and I'll be angry. What snapped me out of my daze, what was so dazzling there, was the sound of heavy footsteps approaching me on the right. I didn't even check the door lights. I didn't look at the cameras. I ran out of the room to the right to face whatever the thing making the footstep was. And I guess you didn't have anything to arm yourself with. I was confident, angry and scared at the same time. Decide yourself already, because I'm sure you could be confident and angry at the same time, but scared? I highly doubt. As soon as I entered the East Hall, those feelings left me, except for fear. There, looking straight at me, were a pair of white eyes. Huh. Who could it be? Maybe it was that lad from Godsmouth who he could flip his eyes to the point you could see them white. I just looked at it until it began moving forward and started laughing. It sounded just like Freddy's voice, so there was no doubt that what I was facing was Freddy. And how did this bear laugh? This robotic bear. I ran straight back to the security office. As soon as I entered, I began hearing footsteps coming full speed after me and the other door. I closed the door where Freddy was in time. It possibly slammed its stupid robotic face into the door. Holy shit, that was a good prank. As soon as I was about to close the other door, I saw the fox. It was running straight for me, mouth open and tears all over it, revealing its innards. I presume it wants to tell you, what does the fox say? I pressed the door button right before it entered. At least you pressed it normally, not smashed it. But if you smashed it, it shouldn't work. Its nose being less than a foot away from me. And basically, you kind of jammed it. I sat and let the power drain. By 2 a.m. I was at A72. Okay, this story is shit. It doesn't keep the spelling properly. It doesn't keep the grammar correctly. This is just patchy. And you know what's worse? It's still not over. Still 2 more pages to go. I'm at page 7. I'm at page 7. By 3 it was at 49, but at 4 it was 28. And at 5:30 it was 12. I didn't know if I could survive. And I began to not to care. I was slipping away. One of my favorite childhood memories have been turned into a nightmare. You could always sing, I will survive. I woke up to my boss shaking me because I suddenly became lifeless, like a rag doll. He told me it was 7 a.m. and I needed to go home. There had been an accident. Oh, now health and safety officials will get on your arse. Your employer's arse. I asked what, but he said I shouldn't worry and I should go get some rest. He appeared to not care that I was sleeping on the job. Sleeping on duty would be a better word. And just let me go without saying a word on the matter. Not that if he couldn't just write down your faults into the documents. Oh wait, you don't have any. As I was leaving, I smelled this very foul odor in the main stage area, and all the bots appeared to have red marks around the eyes. They've done the battle for the battle makeup, and they're going to war. I thought I was just imagining them because I do experience hallucinations from time to time. Because I haven't slept slept a couple days because I was chugging down Red Bulls like crazy. But a part of me was telling me that those marks were real. By what proof do you have? When I stepped outside, there were a lot of police cars out there. Oh, we have a police now? Where did they come from? I saw some policemen talking to the owner and others writing down information. I presume they were fining him for employing you without a contract. I also saw that car from a couple nights ago when I arrived for my shift parked in the parking lot. It had caution tape around it, which caused me to believe it belonged to my mentor. Or maybe it belongs to some criminal that those bears, chickens, rabbits and foxes just thought thought it was you, and they stuffed you with some shite. When I got home, I did all my research on finding some info on the old security guard. After a good 2 hours of research and painful headache, I came across the name Todd Smith. Never heard of him. I believe it could possibly be the name of the man I'm looking for, but I'm not sure. I thought about asking my boss his name tomorrow. For now, I just had to get some sleep. Finally, one good decision. After 2 nights, you're going to sleep. Good luck having a a nice sleep. Night 5. 2 more pages to go. 2 more pages to go. I didn't want to go to work at all. I was too terrified. T.O. by the way. But I had no choice. I needed the money. And it better be worth it. I arrived at the place and my boss was waiting outside for me. Because it's all about the money. Money, money, money must be funny in the rich man's world, but we don't know how much you were contracted for. Oh wait, you weren't. Hello, sir, I greeted. Shut your mouth, he replied. Oh, calm your tits, Mr. Boss. I was surprised. Excuse me? Is there a problem? I asked. Yeah, there is. He began moving towards me. The police found out I hired you without a contract, and they put a large fine on me. So I need to cut costs, and you're fired. No, not really. He didn't say that. That old security guard, the guy whose job you took, he's dead. He finished. You're oh really? You're kidding, right? I asked. I knew he was dead. I just didn't want to believe it. Yeah, what's to believe in if you already know that he was gone? No, I ain't kidding. The funny thing is, you are the only person that could have been in here with him when it happened, he said. What? What? He heard his dying sounds on the record. How was it possible for him to my brain hurts. What are you saying? I questioned. Oh, quit playing on innocent. You know that you killed him. I have no evidence other than you being with him all the time of the incident. What? Where was it told that he witnessed the killing? He just heard the sodding recording. I will find more evidence and you will be locked up, he finished. I presume you would be locked up, Mr. Boss, for violating the labor law. Countless times, that is. So I can tell you that I have never met the person. I did not commit this crime, I replied. Well, a pathetic excuse, but okay. At least you're trying to defend yourself. Then who did it? An intruder? There was no signs of forced entry. Well, I don't know if there were any signs because he didn't even dare to look at the cameras. The animatronics? Impossible. He didn't wait for me to finish. And you didn't even say a word to begin with. He stormed away to his car and drove away. Gotta go fast. Because he needs to practice his car running skills. I entered and sprinted to the security office. I want to just get this night over with, and the only place I want to see those animatronics is on the cameras, not anywhere else. Oh, really? Now you're gonna do your duties as you should. I entered the office and I saw that I had a message. I I guess from Satan, because we now know this lad who was supposed to teach you is a dead man. I thought it was from my boss, so I pressed play. I was completely wrong. Yeah, it was Satan, surely. What I heard was a deep voice saying a bunch of gibberish, along with a couple screens. A screen in an audio. Not only type of the highest caliber, but also mind fucking. The logic just was thrown out of the window. The voice sounded like a bit like Freddy's, and I'm sure it was. How did this bear sound like? I don't know. With the way they've been acting, I'm not surprised they left this horrid message. I couldn't even figure out what he was saying, which frightened me further. And bored many people who decided to read this. I immediately picked up the tablet and began checking on the stage and Pirate Cove. Those places are where those creatures originate. Oh really? I thought they originate in the factory. But my safest bet was to watch those places carefully. The camera then went dark. Of course it went. Because why wouldn't it? I then began to hearing pots and pans shuffle around. Clang, 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 clang. This made me tense up because I knew one of those things were making those noises. Because it was slamming the pots. Because he thought it was a good drum. Even though the pot is not a drum. When the cameras came back on, I checked everywhere for the animatronics. Freddy was still on the stage, thankfully, finding somebody to love, but Bonnie and Chica were gone. The curtain in Pirate Cove was also halfway open, but that wasn't my main concern right now. Of course it wasn't, because I didn't try to locate Bonnie and Chica. Yeah, that's my biggest concern right now. I found Bonnie at camera 3, and she was... Oh Jesus, no! You flip the sex again? So is it a bunny girl? Is it a boy? Now it's again a girl? Decide already! Staring at me through the camera, her face up close enough that I could see her endoskeleton eyes. And they were flashing. I began to scan around for Chica but couldn't find her. I checked the door lights. Chica was outside with her jaw wide open. Chicken does not have a jaw. It does have a beak. I presume you slept the science class when the teacher was telling you how does a bird look like. I closed the door to avoid her getting in. As soon as I did that, I began hearing Freddy's tune play. What is this tune? We don't know. You've mentioned it like 3 times already and we still don't know it. I checked the cameras and saw Freddy in the audience area and I could only see those white eyes. thankfully they weren't black eyes. I checked the door lights and saw Chica was gone, so I opened the door. I checked the cameras again. Bonnie and Chica were now standing on the opposite sides of Freddy. Oh, the Three Stooges. Robotic version. I checked Pirate Cove. The curtain was wide open. Because of course it would. I closed the door immediately, knowing soon that the fox would be here and would tell you what does the fox say. That's a lifetime opportunity. I then checked the cameras and so laying next to Bonnie was that fox. Careless whisper. I don't know. Its eyes were wide open, but it was limp. The camera then went black, of course, and Freddy's tune then got slower and more, well, demonic sounding. We still don't know what that tune is. The cameras came back on. They shouldn't, but fuck this because this story is fucking the logic. I say fuck this story there. And I saw that now in front of the whole gang was a limp Freddy Fazbear suit with eyes poking out of the front of the mask, with streams of blood stained down the sockets. Ah, so scary. Normally I shit my pants, even though I'm not shitting, I'm just... The cameras went dark again and the tune picked up speed gradually. What is this tune again? I'm hearing this, I'm reading it's mentioned 5 times already and we don't know what the fuck is this tune. I began hearing footsteps close in at every angle and I hit both the doors shut as soon as I could. Now you're broke. Now you've certainly broke them. I then blacked out. Just wait to not hit your head on something else, like a rock, or a chair, or a fire extinguisher. I woke up to banging on the door. I checked the time, 5:55, like the timer. I checked the cameras and saw that each animatronic was in the respective spot. Oh, really? I thought my boss showed up early and wanted to come in. Basically because he wanted to tell you that you're fucking fired. So I opened the door. When I did, I saw that same Freddy Fazbear suit with the eyes poking out of the front. I was sure. Oh really? Oh really? A dead suit walking around. That's believable. I was sure. I could also see some teeth, but I didn't look too close. This TO again. Use a flashlight. I'm sure you have it. The last thing I noticed was a bip on its chest. It was the same one as Chica's, only there was dry blood all over it. You never mentioned that in the first place. I ran away, I left the building and I drove away as fast as I could. Now great, they invited the burglars and nonsense and everyone else to just rob this place and... That's painful, but I have one last paragraph to read. At least that's good. And the last paragraph. 2 days later, I received a letter in the mail. I'm pretty sure the mail isn't that fast, although I don't know how fast is USPS compared to the Polish postal services. With my check from Freddy's and a "you're fired" note. I didn't care. I wanted a different job now. I didn't want to spend another day in that place. But you would actually tell... but you could tell us how much money you earned. And you're not telling us, so I presume it's somewhere around $0. I contacted the authorities and I told them what about what I experienced in that place, but they told me I should get some rest. Yeah, right. Yeah, right, of course. Tell him to some rest. Not when the lad's telling you that he was being spooked by some robots and he was working without a contract. Hello, is anyone there? Is there any brain activity? What happened in that place for kids was not right. There was something very wrong. This story is very wrong in many aspects. I heard the place is scheduled to close down soon. Sure enough, but have a grand reopening next year. For what reason? All I know is that whatever that went on in there could not be achieved by an AI controlled suit. Oh, maybe you assume it was remote controlled. I don't know. Now I now see that what I truly loved as a kid was all a big nightmarish lie. And now I see that what I have read this moment ago is a stinking load of bollocks mixed with excrement. Because this story is a load of sodding bollocks. The fundamental problem of this story is that this story is based on a horror game. And it's not based on a horror game. It's exactly telling every fucking detail of the gameplay. Piece by piece. It's only added some lore stuff of Five Nights at Freddy's or whatever. It also added couple things or what, so the main character could be somewhat believable, but he's basically stupid. And he didn't notice he's working without a fucking contract. No job interview, no presenting documents to your future employer, no contract, no job contract or anything. He just gets hired by word, and then after having working 5 nights there, and 2 days after he worked his final 5th night, he receives a check with $0 written on it because he didn't specify how much money he earned, and "you're fired" note. That sodding employer didn't have time to print out a contract for this idiot. Yet he had enough time to write a note about firing him. That's believable. Jesus, no. This story, but not only this is just retelling the gameplay. the gameplay, actual gameplay of this story, but it's also dragged so boringly. I just felt dizzy reading this. I felt sleep. I wanted to. I tried to not fall asleep. But anyway, we're done. We're done with this crap. And we've done with the episode 9 of ShitePasta. So pity my friend couldn't just stay in and help me reading this. I would surely appreciate his help, but okay, he had some duties to do. I don't blame him. But at least I made it through. And guess what? I plan one more ShitePasta. When it will come, I have no bloody idea, but expect it soon. And I'm not saying that ShitePasta number 10 is my final word. Oh no. It's quite the opposite. But for now, I'm Pirate Antics. Thank you all for listening to all that crap, and I need a solid sleep. Good night.